Today is March 4th, 2026. It is 5:16 a.m. Oh, I forgot to share that background. I just put that last tweet on my list. There is so much going on globally around the world. I'm in the middle of finishing editing whatever I recorded yesterday, but I need more stuff to edit before the kids wake up, so I have something to do while they're getting themselves ready. So this is why I'm making this video, but I've been creating a list. In this video, we're gonna focus on some stuff Harry and Meghan topics, and then later on during the day, if I have time, I have some politics to share with you. I know some of you are not about that, but they are very important because I don't know if mainstream media is talking about them, but they are on Twitter. Okay, but for now we're gonna focus on this BAFTA, some stuff about Harry and Meghan. Alright, first tweet. Brits are never beating the allegations, but at least now Black Americans really see them for who they are. And I think she's making reference regarding the BAFTA because of what happened in the UK. And they passively, then take concern of the word that was said to Michael B. Jordan and Lando. But the following week, during the NAACP award, we showed them the Black American celebrate and show appreciation of Michael B. Jordan and Lando. So the thing regarding BAFTA, a lot of Americans didn't even know what BAFTA is. I myself, if it wasn't because of Harry and Meghan, I will never know. When I first found out about them, I was surprised. I was like, what is that? And then, later on I learned. But it highlights the racism within the UK, that passive aggressive type of thing, undermining their racism because they're so subtle with it. Instead of focusing on the word that was said, they focus on the disability. When American, on the other hand, focusing on the word, but they didn't really attack the guy regarding his disability. It's the word that was being said and the fact that he took for a while. I never come across his apology, but it was reported somewhere on the internet that he did apologize, but he took a while before he does that, and I still didn't come across it. Alright, so this is what that is making reference to. Okay, when someone shows who you are, believe them the first time. Alright, so she retweeted that from Kaiser Celebrity. Man, British people are salty as F that Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo and the Sanders team were celebrated at the Image Awards for their work and their grace in the face of a torrent of racist abuse. Yeah, the way they stood on stage, calm and collective, that's the thing we're celebrating as well. Because a lot of people would have been angry, show, rage or whatever, the way they tend to picture or say things about Black people. Nope, they just stay calm and collective. Okay, you think that Meghan's story will have been evidence enough, but it's good that the reality continues to come to light. Well, the thing is that people in America, they don't care about the royal family. I myself didn't really care about the royal family. I was aware of Meghan. I repeat this so many times. It's when the headlines started to keep on continuously being negative toward her, I wanted to find out why. Because I was aware of Meghan but never heard a damn thing about her. Nothing negative. So I wanted to know why all of a sudden. Because even though I wasn't born in the United States, I'm pretty much grew up here. I know how African American behave. Yes, we could see some negative things on the media, and you hear things about African American on the media, the way they portray. But I live here. I know how African American behave. And to know that she married into that high society, okay, I put one and one together. I was like, there's absolutely no way. Because she will have to be in a position where people in her circle were high up there. Okay? So there's no way, the way the UK media was portraying her, for her to marry in the institution to be behaving like that. That's my perception at first. Not knowing how garbage of these people were, the kind of things that they do, I came to learn. And thank God I came to the realization as I informed myself about these things. I was documenting them. They are on PYTE, my other channel. Alright. Yeah, so African American didn't really care about the royal family, but they're pretty much showing you how collective they are. When you say something especially in the time that we are living in right now, you have to be in a communal way to protect one another, and it pretty much just illustrates that. All right, when other people from other, let's say, white countries, Europe, they come over here in the United States, it's because of African American, the communal, the kind of thing they create for themselves to elevate themselves. And then because other black people who born, let's say, in Germany, I'm thinking of one, what's his name, Kujo, just look at the screen. Okay, he was born in Germany. He came here in the US for the same reason that Lendo came over here, for the opportunity to illustrate their craft. The other guy, I don't know how long he's been in the US, but I know he was born in Germany. But anyway, let's finish this because there's so much to share with you. It's not new to us. You show zero compassion to Johnny after everything you've been through. Instead, you try to scapegoat him because you could see beyond your own victimhood. We have no beef with the black Americans. See, the thing is that they're missing the African American are not blaming his disability. Nobody's blaming him for his disability. This is something he cannot control. His disability he cannot control. Literally. But the fact that he said a word, but everybody seem in the UK seem to forget about how that word affect other people. This is the same thing Meghan faced. They disregard Meghan's feelings. And you're doing the same thing with this topic as well. Disregard the feeling of the other people that he said the words to. Nobody's blaming his disability. As a matter of fact, when you look deep into the US, African American show more compassion with people with disability than, let's say, white Americans. Unless if a member of their family is going through whatever disability is that may arise. But African American, they don't need to have their family to be in a situation of disability for them to care. They show the care for everybody. Oh my God. Now, you could finish with this. I spent too much time on this because there's much more to talk about. Alright, so there's that. This one is saying, you know nothing about the UK. Stop project. Well, at least you show yourself. Whatever was displaying, this is the thing. You're displaying it. Not only through Meghan, and also at BAFTA. We don't need to know deep inside. Well, the US is pretty much an extension of the UK. In a certain way, to, like I said, let's leave that alone. Next tweet. But you are showing yourself disregard, especially of the history of the UK going globally, tormenting, creating colonization worldwide and everything like that. So we know a little bit about you guys. But the difference is now you show if the UK is showing the racism in a more subtle way, as if they're not really doing it to you, but they still what's the word, gaslighting people. This is the next tweet. I put this on my community board when I came across it. Well, I be them. Buckingham Palace got raided. Let's listen. Almost a minute.
He's going to go on trial. I'm told now that other witnesses are coming forward. I had a bombshell reporting on my Substack that they've searched Buckingham Palace. He had an
What?
office. They've
I missed that
searched.
item because you know you post every 8 seconds, Rob. It's very difficult to keep up. Do
They've
tell.
searched. Yeah. So he had an office. He had an office and rooms in the
Andrew
palace.
did.
Yeah, Andrew did. So the mistake
What
we
is
made.
what is he doing? What does he clock in to do? What is his
He
work?
had the office and the rooms in the early 2000s when he was the trade envoy. That's where he was based out of. And so there's still a computer in that office, and I'm sure he did not clean it because he was so arrogant. He doesn't think he's done anything wrong. And so the mistake I've made, and people make, is that Buckingham Palace is not a house.
Yeah, it's an office. Yeah.
They don't really live there. He's going to go on...
It's playing over. When I came across this, I quickly shared it on my community board, screenshot. Okay, say what now? Like an hour ago when I saw it. Oh, no telling what they found on that computer. Well, all of this could have been done with, but what I think, but instead they were trying to hide it and all of that by using Harry and Meghan to cover up. But this could have been resolved a long time ago. But what I think they're gonna do now, with what's happening globally, U.S. is attacking almost every country. It's very sad to say, because the president that we got here, it's because the Epstein file is getting closer to him. So he's doing everything to deter people. And there's so many branches to that. Because these people are working in a tag team. The same subtle thing that I say about the UK doing their racism, they are part of this, but they're not showing their hand yet. So they're gonna use this, the Epstein thing with Andrew, as their main thing to focus on. But meanwhile, what's going globally, they're paying attention. Sooner or later, they will present themselves. Okay? So it's a perfect distraction for them. If they have to throw Andrew under the bus, for all, they don't care. Somebody have to go. Alright, let's see. And I will not be surprised if someone got paid real heavy to wipe that shit clean. I mean, talk about arrogant, that Prince Andrew, you got e-files just sitting in the palace because you just know you will never get caught sick. What happened? Okay, so they're asking go. Alright, let's go into it. Police search Prince Andrew's former office, workspace at Buckingham Palace, along with his home, like Royal Lodge. Someone mentioned the week prior they searched his Royal Lodge, there was something that they put out, some sort of renovation that was going on. So people said maybe they used that. They knew they were going to search them, so they removed evidence. Okay, after his February 19 arrest on suspicion of misconduct and public office tied to Epstein links, they seized computers, emails, and files. King Charles pledged full cooperation. It was targeted, not a dramatic full palace raid. Alright, and no media has reported it. Correct. I can only recall report of searches and seizures at Royal Lodge and somewhere in Sandringham. This is the first time I'm hearing that Buckingham Palace got touched. Wow. And they took Prince Andrew's computer? Lord. Yeah, I mean, these people are working. We're not gonna see much because they're gonna wipe it clean. They're gonna wipe it clean. This is what happened when you have all your people in position of decision making. The recycle system. Even the police is working for them. Unless if someone has a copy somewhere, and one day we'll get to see the full story. Let me pause this. Okay, once I get to here. Correct. I can only recall reports of searches and seizures at Royal Lodge and somewhere in Sandringham. This is the first time I'm hearing that Buckingham Palace got touched. Wow. And they took Prince Andrew's computer. Lord. Line up for the popcorn. It's a high demand. I noticed the British press has gone into overdrive, damn near begging the Sussexes to return. The royal family needs scapegoats like never before. Bro, what? No shit. Alright, so let's go to the next one. There is so much going on globally. Okay, so the squad are talking. The savior of the monarchy, ladies and gentlemen. If you know, you know. They said that she went to Africa sometime last week or something, or the week before. I didn't come across, well, I don't follow them, so if the squad don't retweet, I will not know, or squad that I follow, because I don't follow the Rangers royal rats or the royal family, with the exception of Harry and Meghan. Okay, secret weapon, that's Ford Fiesta. People are laughing. Whenever I see her, I get worried for OAP. Who's OAP? Crossing the road. Another bitter, jealous, racist loser. If you ask 99.999% of the world who she is, they will have no idea. Yeah. Sometimes when I forget her name, the first thing that came to mind is Ford Fiesta. The Ford Fiesta comes faster than her real name. Alright, next tweet. Let's pause it. This, I shared that video on one of the videos that I recorded yesterday. But one of the squad retweeted it. I want to see what some of the squad are saying. Okay? So, little Willy is immoral and unintelligent. So let's listen to this. Alright, so they're pretty much quoting that.
William is not a very good advertisement for the monarchy, both personally and in terms of any kind of intellectual hinterland. He is going to run the institution of the monarchy into the ground when he becomes king. So putting your hopes on him.
Now, could you just elaborate that?
Sure.
Okay, this guy, the old gentleman, raised a very good question. Can he explain a little bit more? What does he mean by William is not that smart and things like that? But because I listened to it already, he didn't really elaborate on anything. He's going based on Google. Okay? Many times when I know the answer, because I do not have the receipt, I will Google whatever question that I will ask or say or raise on my videos just to back it up. Sometimes Google don't give the right answer. One in particular I could think of is something about source that Harry and Meghan something. They're making reference to Harry and Meghan, but it was based on sources. If you are the squad, you already know the royal rats usually use unnamed people to claim something. So when I asked Google, did Harry and Meghan did come out and say something, or their spokesperson? Okay, these are the two things the squad rely on. Either Harry and Meghan said their thing, or their spokesperson.
So again, one of the reasons why I wrote this book is every word in that book is mine, and I realized that especially
What do you mean by that?
because the amount of unnamed sources that have fed information to the British tabloids about me and my wife and my family.
You have a source,
true
and it's you.
and not true. I am the source of that book. So
when I asked Google about whatever the question was, Google was keep on making reference to articles of sources. Okay? So I disregarded because I already knew the answer, but Google was making reference to articles based on sources. So this is the same thing with this guy. He's claiming sources. Okay? So let's get back to this. The old gentleman is asking the young man to elaborate of his claim, to explain.
Sure.
You said that you don't think he's personally very good. Now, can you elaborate on that?
There it is.
I could, but we'd be sued for libel. However,
You are suggesting that perhaps the image of the perfect family life is not true.
I'm suggesting that anybody who watches this who has access to Google
There
will
it
be able
is.
to find out very quickly what the rumours are about Prince William and about
Okay, Google is not the answer. Google is not the answer. Because we already know the media, the UK use the media as their front to lie for them. Okay?
Much of the negativity towards the couple is coming from within the royal family. The royal family and staff of the royal family are the ones that are very often leaking these stories to the press.
The press and the media.
That's
and as
true.
they say at the start of episode 1, they say so many books and shows and stories have been written about us. We wanted to have our own say. And remember, the purpose of the PR office at the royal family is to keep the royals in the press all the time. So you have to remember, when I work in newsrooms, it's a fact that every anti-Harry and Meghan story comes from Kensington Palace.
But why haven't...
And if it comes from Kensington Palace,
Right.
why are they briefing against their own grandson?
Well, okay, that's a very... The idea
Why are there never any
Well, I think that's
stories
fascinating.
about Prince William?
Were William and Kate involved in briefing against them originally? I don't know.
to disseminate them. There certainly were.
Precisely. Yeah.
I think that obviously those around Prince William would be hoping very strongly that he and his family are seen as the first family, because obviously You can't argue that with Charles anymore, can you? I mean, you probably couldn't have argued that for years. William
Okay.
is not...
It's repeating. Let's read some of the comments here. Remember when the New Statesman called him functionally illiterate and word got back to him, so he was pictured on a plane in Brazil reading a piece of paper. LOL. William is a thin-skinned little... There's the B word here. Alright, are you beginning to think it is all a scam? Impressive for... Let's pause. Impressive 41 days off between them during the month of February. What is that say? Is that the music?
I'm proud of my work. I'm proud of my business. I'm proud of...
Oh my god. Just the way he treats Kate in public is enough to get the gist of his behavior. The disrespect, control, uncaring, and the ability to throw anyone under the bus just to protect himself. That's not the behavior of a good person. That alone too. Yeah, since he was a kid. You saw his behavior progress and the wrong and the negative. Quote, I can't wait the day when the press can talk about Prince William. Are we getting there? I always knew we really was a fraud, and now more proof. When Peggy is monarch, it will be the death knell. Endgame. I'm sure loving this for William. We been known. Okay, right, sorry. Who are these men? This is pure speculation. Yeah, I will take that. I agree with that. Because the guy who's saying it, he didn't really give any example. He's saying, like, go to Google, you find out. Nah. Even though we know certain things, but whatever. Next tweet. Then they say they have never hacked anyone's phone, that Prince Harry was acting like a dog with a bone for no reason. Charles, his father, knew he was telling the truth and stay silent while Harry is called a liar. Justice for Princess Diana, justice for Prince Harry. Alright, 2 minutes and 30 seconds. If it's a music, I'm just gonna stop.
Somebody, I've just been in the south of France, lucky old me, and I saw a lot, I think it was either last year or the year before, it was an old faded copy of Vogue, the one when they had Happy Birthday and they're on the front, and I thought, oh, just a minute, yeah, I knew it wasn't this year's one, it's July's copy, and I suddenly realised it's your birthday.
That's sweet, well thank you for the thought, we saw you on Elson's film last night.
Oh, was I?
Yes, what was it called?
Oh, that's right, he did that documentary. Oh, he actually invited me round to see it with his boyfriend, and I must admit I was kind of horrified. I mean, it's like, it's really, I mean, it's very entertaining. I thought it was very entertaining. I was laughing my head off the whole way through it, but I was thinking, well, how are people actually going to react to it? You know, we all know him, we know his lifestyle, and you know, but they don't really see all that detail, do they?
The moving wardrobe was quite
interesting. I couldn't believe that. And that shot that they had of his stuff in Atlanta with just thousands of rows of shoes and everything. Exactly right.
George is life treating you kindly?
Fantastically at the moment, actually. Yeah, it's treating me very well. The album's doing pretty well everywhere, but actually it's doing great everywhere but America, and I'm not really that bothered about the Americans, actually. I'm madly in love, so I'm doing very well at the moment.
Oh, lucky you.
Lucky me, yeah.
Lucky you.
Exactly right. I've got everything right at the moment. So,
amazing.
So I'm doing good. I'd love to see you.
Well, George, at the moment, can I just wait till this is all quiet and down?
Absolutely, of course, yeah. And you still meetings every day and everything?
Yeah, it's all right. Just lawyers, you know, you're not that like.
Oh my God.
It's okay, it's very grown up.
So innocent. Thank God they were just friends catching up. They didn't say anything so scandalous. Alright, so I probably need to record this by itself. Yeah, so they're saying there's no... You know what I realized? The lawsuit, it's not on the headline at all. It's not on the headline at all. The one that Harry and the rest are filing against Diddy Fair, I don't see it at all on the headline. Okay, where am I? Okay, so let's go to the next tweet. So pretty much this is saying they've been hacking people's phone, and there's this recording, very innocent, two friends catching up, and they still recorded it. And the worst thing is, they're not afraid, they just put it out there. This is another video, there's no comment. I can't stand Russell Myers, but I do agree on his point on why Harry and Meghan won't speak out on the Prince Andrew shit show. Alright? Let's listen. And I hope they remain quiet because it's not their business. It has nothing to do with them.
They're damned if they do, damned if they don't, because no
Finally.
doubt, let's say they take part in a broadcast interview with American broadcaster or local broadcaster, any journalist worth their salt is going to ask them, you know, how do you feel about the crisis enveloping your family at the moment? You know, do you have an opinion on it? If they don't say anything, then they've been silent. If they do say anything, then they're involving themselves in a situation which their own family and the palaces are desperately trying to manage, and have no idea of what is going to happen next. So it's a difficult. I do think it's a difficult situation for them.
There's no love lost between Harry and Andrew. I don't think they've ever been close.
No.
I think he's mentioned that in Spare. He's mentioned that in the past, that they're not exactly, you know, bosom buddies or close pals or anything like that.
All those
And that and Spare, it was heavy based on Spare. Meghan didn't even know who Andrew was. Okay? I think Andrew was there carrying the Queen's purse or something, and Meghan asked who he was. So there's no connection or closeness. But the best thing is for Harry and Meghan, just stay away. Don't mention it, and they know that. They know that. They have much more important things to talk about.
Claims were out there about Andrew, obviously, after the Newsnight interview, and Harry's book came out a couple of years later, but obviously before this latest, with the Epstein files. But even back then, he did write in his book, as you say, he mentioned the sex crimes and the shameful, he used the word shameful, you know, so it's very clear if he's willing to put that to paper, even back then, that there is no level of closeness between the pair.
Look at many ways they're vindicated in
Wow.
getting out, getting away.
I saw
avoiding
this
all
in a
crisis.
comment piece
Wow.
this week, and it was sort of, you know, Harry has been proved right. You know, this family is absolutely toxic from the inside. I mean, Harry had his own reasons for leaving, didn't he? And I think they were formulated many.
Okay, let's keep that in mind. I always point this out. You guys gonna be like annoyed with me every time I say that. It's William who kicked Harry and Meghan out. Based on the Oprah interview, Harry and Meghan wanted to stay.
Was the move about getting away from the UK press, because the press is, you know, is everywhere, or was the move because you weren't getting enough support from the firm?
It was both.
Both.
I needed to do this for my family. This is not a surprise to anybody. It's really sad that it's got to this point, but I've got to do something for my own mental health, for my wife's, and for Archie's as well, because I could see where this was heading.
To help the institution, and I don't think any of them. Maybe Harry might have a little idea here and there about the Epstein, maybe, I don't know. But at that time the Queen was alive. They wanted to pretty much help the Queen, but William said no, kicked them out. Harry and Meghan wanted to do 50-50. They said no. So let's give William his flowers for kicking Harry and Meghan out. I'm gonna move it back slightly.
I mean, Harry had his own reasons for leaving, didn't he? And I think they were formulated many, many years ago, certainly not necessarily in the whole Meghan era. He's always wanted a different path, and certainly I don't think it's anything to do with Andrew. And he'd probably be wise to keep his counsel in this sense, especially because there's police investigations as well.
Okay, wow. I can believe they're talking sense. I can believe this. They are talking sense. What station is that? The Sun. Wow, I can believe this. Something must have snapped. Alright, let's go to the next tweet. There's 10 retweets and no comment because they blocked the comment. Okay, it's no accident that Harry and Meghan are seen as the only people with any moral authority in that family, while William is always singled out as a bored and an angry man baby. Full article. I'm not gonna read it. Let's focus on the tweets only. Harry and Meghan returning will save the royal family from sleaze purgatory. The appeal has been turbocharged as his families is mire and scandal. Oh, that was earlier this year, February 27, 2026. Yeah, it's actually so sinister that the British press went calling for Harry and Meghan to return because they made a mistake by chasing them out to begin with and are sorry. If they go, the media in the UK is gonna pick up exactly where they left off after the Queen's funeral. They just want Harry and Meghan to function as the shiny toy to distract the peasant while scandal and sleaze goes unchecked in the background. Yeah, sure, they will use their name and image to trade sleazy purgatory and still continue to dehumanization campaign against them. Yeah. Quote, some are born great, some achieve greatness, some have greatness thrust upon them. End quote. William Shakespeare's play Twelfth Night, Act 2, Scene 5, spoken by the character Malvolio reading a letter. Yep. Let's pause this. Okay. Yep. Look like more pennies are now dropping for most people. Alright, thank you. I always wonder why they really want the Sussexes back as a distraction and scapegoat. I wasn't able to use the link. Alright, that's so strange. The last couple links. Okay, making reference to the article. More authority. Meghan Markle has refused to visit her elderly. Okay, by now, if you don't know what's going on between her and her parents, it's like you're asking her to go bump her head on a wall and to get different results. The father threw her under the bus.
Photographs were a setup. I was set up by a guy named Jeff Rayner and another guy named Dylan Howard, who's with American media, I think. And the whole thing was a plan to actually mess up the wedding. I was just part of it, basically. The royals only.
So much backstabbing. Okay, there's 5 response to it, and then after that I move on. I think everyone would be happier if we kept our noses out of other people's business. Suffering from the consequences of his poor lifestyle choices. You mean the same father who is besties with Daily Mail tabloid editor who he regularly gives his phone to? Yeah, I won't visit him either. Yes, Meghan has the moral authority. Not being a fool is one good moral to live by. Good. Alright, so this is the thing here. Let's move on. I have one more after this. Let me see if I don't turn. Okay, I don't wanna. Okay, it's almost 6 o'clock. There's some noise, the heater. Okay, Meghan Markle will run the country. Alright, let's see here. 31 seconds.
Meghan Markle is a very driven and ambitious person. What do you think her goals are in relation to the royal family? What is the end game, do you think?
Well, the end game is that she's queen.
What? Of all people, she said that? Well, pretty much the tabloid is treating her like she's the queen because every day it seems like she's on the tabloid. Oh my God.
That's it.
Are you serious?
Of course I am.
Meghan Markle wants to be Queen of the United Kingdom.
Yes, I've said this several times.
This is the nonsense. I don't even know what to say. How the hell do you know what somebody else is thinking? Meghan wants to mind her own business. Literally, her business. As ever, products, make her jam and things like that. She wants to stay far away from the UK.
King will be
oh my God.
King, and he will have Meghan as queen. In other words, Meghan will run the country.
Meghan Markle is a very...
Oh my God, this woman is... Whew. She's really obsessed with Meghan. Good Lord. By the way, that she knows the king doesn't run the country. What's the type of government they have? Constitutional monarchy or something like that? This is the funniest thing I have ever heard. Well, I'm furious today because Meghan, people are laughing. So there's that. What is that? Angela really got to put the bottle down. Old gal has truly lost her way. Let's pause this. In a time of war and strife, the UK media is manufacturing fake BS about a royal living her best life in Montecito and hasn't set foot in the UK since she left nor give much thought to the UK. Is this the culture in the UK for people in the media to be this delusional and make shit up? Unbelievable. This is my last one. Oh my God. I hope the link doesn't mess up. Something just happened. Okay. Will King Charles offer the Sussexes use of Royal Lodge during their UK visit? Oh, okay, we're off. Alright, I'm looking for a date. Okay, so this is old. Thursday, March 2nd, 2023. Alright, so that's all. Is that when they evicted eviction notice? Dear tenant, Harry and Meghan, you are hereby giving an eviction notice to vacate Frogmore Cottage, Windsor, immediately after one's coronation in May. The reason for this eviction notice is your ghastly book, the appalling Netflix series, and making the United States your country of primary residence. Signed this day, July 11, 2023. His Majesty the King Charles III. I don't know if this is the what they put out, or did the squad did that. I don't know, but I know for a fact they were evicted. Alright, because Harry wanted to use Frogmore as his headquarters when he's in the UK, because he still does a lot of business in the UK, but since they took it away from him, he no longer uses it. Alright, so there's that. That was during Lily's first birthday. Okay, is this a made-up story with the primary goal to create a link between the Sussexes and the Prince Andrew issues? Why will Harry and Meghan ever want Royal Lodge? Right, if he did, I hope Harry and Meghan tell him to hit the road, pa. Harry and Meghan have enough funds to buy their own place in the UK. It's ultimately their choice, but I hope Meghan doesn't go this year, but attend next year. I also hope that Charles and William weren't scared out of town like they always do, However, it comes to a point the royal need the Sussexes more, and Chucky will do anything to scene with them. Yeah, reading the eviction notice is so funny, and it's so childish. Yeah, I'm wondering. Let me see something. Okay, so I went on Google and asked, what did King Charles III eviction notice to Prince Harry said? Okay, in early 2023, King Charles III issued an eviction notice to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, asking them to vacate their UK home, Frogmore Cottage, shortly after the release of Harry's memoir, Spare. The request indicate they were no longer welcome to use the property as a residence, effectively removing their last remaining base in the UK. Alright, so I wanted to know what it said. So it didn't really, there's no quote here. Let's see if there's an image of it. Okay, maybe this. Okay, so there's this here. Thursday, 30th October 2025. Was it? It feels like it was much longer than that. Like maybe 2023, 24. But last year? Okay, let's see. A statement from Buckingham Palace. His Majesty has today initiated a formal process to remove the style, title, and honor of Prince Andrew. No, so that's not this. That has to do with Prince Andrew. Let me pause and see if I could find something. I want to know exactly what it said, if it matches what was said here in this eviction thing. Let me pause. I don't see it. I'm spending too much time on it. I don't see it. I even changed the question. Copy of the official eviction notice of Prince Harry by King Charles. Let me go on ChatGPT if there's a quote. Okay, I cannot see it because this is what I asked ChatGPT. What did the official eviction notice of Prince Harry by King Charles? There was never a publicly released official eviction notice showing wording or text from King Charles to Prince Harry, Duke of Sussex. So there is no document you can read, no letter, notice, or statement with full wording was published by Buckingham Palace. So it wasn't said. Okay, so that's why I wanted to make sure if this was correct. Okay, so there's no, I wanted to compare them. Small little research here and there could tell you. Reading the eviction notice is so funny and it's so childish. Okay, no friend of Meghan Markle is telling media what she might be thinking or feeling. No, Prince Harry and Meghan can stay at a hotel. Royal Lodge is not a good place. They are still trying to link Prince Harry and Meghan to Prince Andrew. Yep. Harry can go to his uncle Spencer. He's been doing it. Well, we don't know where he goes where he stays when he go to the UK. No Meghan, no kids. England doesn't deserve them, to be honest. King Charles first needs to pay back the money swirling from the Sussexes for refurbishing. For refurbishment that should have been taxpayers funded. So why? My question is, Why is that the Sussexes are the only working royal family members not granted a peppercorn rental agreement? Why? Okay, why will Harry and Meghan want to stay there, of all places? LOL. The Spencer estate is where they should be. Charles and the rest of the royal family can start off. He's on a scapegoat hunt again. That house has bad juju. I won't go near it. Whole article sound like something a reporter made up at the desk in 3 minutes. No phone calls needed. It's true. Look, I just did the research to compare the wording. I don't find anything. Alright, so that was my last tweet to share with you. Later on today, if I have time, because I have places to go, there's a lot of politics that needs to be shared with you. I don't know if mainstream media is talking about it. So the next tweet, I will start with that. Hopefully nothing more important come. Okay, I'll be starting with this because it seems like in Texas election, they making people go around because it's primary. All right, so I don't know who won the election. Since I asked it, let me go look for it. So I asked who won the Texas primary Senate race 2026. It seems like there's no real winner. Okay, so this one is saying James Talico wins Democratic primary. But there was a lot of, especially with this, people went to vote, they're turning them away. Okay, so on my next video, we'll sort of focus on it, but I will not go too much into it here. Okay, so that is it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. And don't forget to check my shop. I'll try to put new things out there for you guys to go, you could help support my channel. So that's it. Thank you for watching.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
We ask for forgiveness and please come back.